this is Eric Darnell.
This is David Reagan.
Jamie McMurray. This is Carl Edwards here for RAD,
the entertainment industry's voice for road safety.
Want to make a difference? It's simple. Be responsible.
Plan ahead. Designate before you celebrate.
Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
You've seen them on TV, read about them online. Mini pigs, the latest pet sensation to sweep the land. Fall in love at first oink at mypetpiggy.com, the one-stop spot for everything micropigs. Pioneering the development of micropigs as household pets, My Pet Piggy is the safe, smart way to purchase a micropig. Bringing home your new baby pig will be very exciting and a new adventure filled with a lot of curiosity. Our goal is to ensure a loving, micro-pig-educated household for every pig sold. We ethically and responsibly breed our pigs, as well as educate each new pig owner. My Pet Piggy is focused on providing high-quality service and customer satisfaction. Our website offers testimonials, pictures, care, and nutrition information on micropigs. Visit us at mypetpiggy.com or email us at mypetpiggyri@gmail.com. Mypetpiggy.com. Fall in love at first glance.
Ethnic Concepts is the consummate source for exotic and traditional smokers and collectors. They have a huge selection of accessories, from one-of-a-kind blown glass pipes by the finest local, regional, and international glass blowers, to a full line of vaporizers featuring the popular Puffit Portable. Ethnic Concepts also offers a full array of acrylic pipes, dugouts, incense, and oils. Find any essential tool for the ultimate smoking experience. Visit our convenient Providence location at 335 Wickenden Street. For more information, check out ethnicconceptsnorth.com or call Ethnic Concepts at 401-454-7473. That's 401-454-PIPE.
990 WVOB is pleased to present Mondays on Blast, each week live from The Spot in Providence. Mondays on Blast is truly a night like no other, an old-school show packed with unpredictable cutting-edge music and comedy. Listen live each week or join us at The Spot in Providence, 101 Richmond Street. Mondays on Blast, a night of the best music and comedy acts from near and far. Find out what you've been missing. Check 990 WBOB for listings and more details. Brought to you by Narragansett Beer. Hello,
You're listening to the internet's home of everything wicked. 990 WBOB. Renegade Radio. A division of the 8 Ball production family.
Take Any other way, any other way, any other way, no. Any other way, any other way, any other way, no. Any other way, any other way, any other way.
Kicking things off with a little Scottish punk rock, 4 Past Midnight. Any Other Way, the name of that track. Hey there, Tony Jones here, the creme de la creme, the best of the best in alternative media. With me is my co-host, host of the Haunted Cabaret, Mr. George Garner.
Good evening, Tony Jones.
It is a lovely day in Providence, Rhode Island. I have some ice-cold Narragansett beer with me, and George, as you can attest, I normally don't partake while we're on the air for legal reasons, but I figured it's a special today.
It is. It's a worthy cause.
I'll have a cold one.
Yeah, worthy
or
causes
two.
need to be lubricated. No question about it.
Punkaid.org is the website. Check it out right now. On the line, hopefully with me, is Mr. Mike Virus. Mike?
How you doing?
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Great, man. Thanks for doing the show.
Happy to do it. Let's work backwards. I want to talk about the first Punk Aid, which happened in 2012. Tell everybody a little bit about that one, then we'll get on to what we have going on now.
Sure. So the first Punk Aid was called Aceh Calling, and the reason I put that compilation together is because in Banda Aceh, Indonesia, punk rock is illegal, and the punks over there were getting arrested and continue to be arrested. There were 64 of them that were put in jail when I decided to do this compilation. The news stories were starting to come out, and I became aware of it. And I put a message out there on my personal Facebook page about what was going on in Banda Aceh with these punks being arrested, and they were burning their clothes and sending them to these re-education camps, shaving their hair, all kinds of terrible things were happening.
And, of course, a news story largely ignored by the mainstream media, of course.
Yeah, it was definitely ignored by the mainstream media. Once I became aware of what was going on, I put a message out on my personal Facebook page about what was going on, and I was trying to think of ways that we could show support to these punks over there and also help out where we could. So then I started thinking about doing a compilation, and within the first week there was something like 50 submissions from bands, and at the end there was 72 tracks. 1 month I was taking submissions, and at the end of the month there were 72.
Now when these...
And sorry?
Go ahead, man.
So in Banda Aceh, it's a very poor region, so I decided to do CD versions for the people over there that didn't have access to Wi-Fi, internet access, MP3 players. So it was a downloadable compilation, but in Indonesia, the CDs were made available in Banda Aceh for free to the people that lived there. They were 3 disc sets, and they were completely free to people that lived there. And they were pressed in Jakarta, Indonesia, and the covers were all hand put together by punks that lived over there because there were no pressing plants in Indonesia that could do 3 disc digipacks. They just didn't. The machines didn't exist, so they were all hand put together.
And that must have been awesome for the kids that were actually over there to be able to have that physical copy of the music they love dedicated to them.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of mail from people over there, and they are very appreciative. And also, clothes were sent, and money has been donated as well. So, because they were getting their clothes burnt and stuff like that, we got a lot of people that sent T-shirts and things like this over there. Unfortunately, this problem is still going on. The Banda Aceh is Sharia law rules Banda Aceh. It's very strict Muslim area, and there's a lot of challenges over there. But these kids are the real deal. I mean, these kids are keeping punk rock alive in an area where it's illegal. I mean, these kids are taking risks every day to be punk rockers, and they are still punk rock.
And I think
much respect.
I think people here in the States can't even fathom that situation.
No, they really can't. I mean, this goes way beyond, like, some jock in your high school doesn't like your mohawk.
Right.
This is like, these kids go to jail. So it's a very different situation.
So before we get into the current Punk Aid, tell us a little bit about Mike Virus, his background in music, your current project, and I hear that there is the Virus's reunion coming up.
Yes. So I'll answer the first part of that first. So I grew up in Philadelphia, and I played in. I had a high school band called Unwholesome Aggression, and then I had this other band in college called the Glory Boys, and both of those bands didn't really play outside of the neighborhoods we were from. So there's a demo tape going around for the Glory Boys, but that's really all that those bands did. And then in 1998, the Virus started, and that was my first band that actually played a lot of shows and traveled and stuff like this. And it was put together with two guys from a former band called Bomb Squadron, who in the area that we were from, they were a fairly well-known band, which is Philadelphia. They were from outside of Philly. And there was another band called U.S. Expulsion, and that's our guitarist. One of our guitarists was from that band. And I was just talking to these guys because I was friends with these bands, and I said, hey, I had this idea. I wanted to put together a band. At the time, the punk rock thing was going real strong up in New York,
right, yeah.
And I was taking trains every weekend pretty much up to New York for the CBGB's matinees and Coney Island High and seeing all these shows up there. And I was like, well, I kind of want something like this in Philly because there wasn't really a street punk scene in Philly at the time. There was a couple bands that were around, but it wasn't really that big. And so there was kind of a void in Philly for that type of stuff. And, at the time in New York, you had the Casualties and you had, the Debauchkas and you had Blanks. You had like a zillion bands going. And then in Philly, we did have Violent Society, but that was about it. So we got together and we started practicing in South Philly, and we started playing the New York circuit quite a bit, Coney Island High, and playing in Philly at Dobbs, and started playing around, and it just kind of took off. It just kind of clicked.
Sure.
And so we put, while I was in the band, there was a split EP that came out with a band called the Maddox from New York, and then a 7-inch called Global Crisis, and then the Still Fighting for a Future LP. And then after Still Fighting for a Future came out, I got a pretty good job offer out in California, and so I left the band in 2000 and moved to California. And Paul, who was playing bass at the time for the Virus, who was doing most of the backup vocals, just switched over to vocals full time. We got a new bass player, and I formed Cheap Sex once I moved
That's a
to
great
California. And Cheap Sex put out 3 albums and toured, and